laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Sumasaya Kapag may labay nagkakaisa, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag
We are exactly 432.6 kilometers from Metro Manila, and we are now here in the weaving capital of the Philippines, here in Abra, as we open up another set of games here. This is now the second matchup of our Saturday triple header here at the Governor Andres Bernos Memorial Gym here in the University of Bangan campus in Abra. JJ Pido, who had a good game in their victory against the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards, will be looking to duplicate his performance against Ryan Sual and the Sarangani Marlins. Naimbang Garabi, good evening sa inyong lahat, to everybody watching on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal, Satellite Channel 53, on the Pilipinas Live app, on Facebook, and on YouTube. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez. Coach Mike, itong BIÑAN, they have to win this game to be able to improve their chances and to boost their standing in the Southern Division. Itong Sarangani, medyo nasa baba na sila ng team standings in the Southern Division. Having said that, Coach, what should BIÑAN be worried about in this game? Alam naman natin itong mga teams na wala na masyadong mawawala sa kanila, ito yung mga mas delikado pang harapin eh.
Yeah, I feel transition defense and long closeouts defensively is gonna be key for BIÑAN. Itong Sarangani, they average roughly about 20 fast break points per game, and they get roughly about 30 attempts from 3. And so you have to be mindful of that, because they have 4 players that actually shoot at least 32% from the 3 points, and you have to understand, you got to close out and prevent them from making those baskets.
And you know, Coach, another interesting story that we're going to look at in this game is Ryan Sual is actually playing against his former teammates.
Yes, that's right.
Where they were with the Imos SV squad last year. Let's discuss the team standings in the Southern Division to paint a picture of what's happening with BIÑAN and Sarangani here.
Well, Sarangani, like what you said, it's going to be, really tough for them to get into the playoffs. But itong BIÑAN, they have 6 remaining games. They have 2 tough teams to go up against. That's Davao and Iloilo. And so the thing is, the best record that BIÑAN could actually get, if they sweep all these 6 games, they'll end up 20-8. That's roughly good for at least number 4. Now, should they lose to Iloilo and Davao, they would end up with 19-9. They would, I think, get number 8. And medyo complicated ng konti kasi medyo yung ibang teams lumalaban rin to get to the number 8 spot.
At alam naman natin that, BIÑAN, they are eyeing for the number 4 spot as much as they can, or being in the top 4.
Right.
Kasi, Coach, malaking bagay sa kanila ang home court advantage.
Oo, tama.
Alam naman natin kung gaano ka wild ang crowd sa Alonte Sports Arena when BIÑAN plays there. Let's talk about their last game against the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. They have a lot of victories this season, but this one has to be the biggest win of the season para dito sa Tatak Gel.
Well, 4 players that really stepped up in that game. You're talking about Jonathan Gray, who started real hot for that match. Pamboy Raymunda plugged in the second quarter, but the finishing kick of Pido and the KG, boy, KG was super good, and Pido was out there really performing. It was solid field goal shooting. They were pretty hot from 3, 52% from there, and they turned garbage 2 points. They were plus 18 points of turnovers and 18 more on fast break points. Really just goes to show, I feel that's the best game so far that's been played by BIÑAN, at least for those that I've covered.
Oh, you know what was impressive for me, Coach? It was a 54.7% shooting against a team like the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Alam naman natin that Coach Don Dulay and these Rice Vanguards, they put a heavy premium on the defensive end of the floor. So to shoot that high of a number was really impressive para dito sa BIÑAN Tatak Gel. Tawid naman tayo sa kabilang panig. Let's talk about the last game of the Sarangani Marlins. They tangled up with their neighbors in the south, itong South Cotabato Warriors, but they ended up losing 95-80.
Yeah, their 4th loss in the 5 games. They trailed the first half. They struggled to continue the second half. Trailed by as much as 23. Sual had 18. Hayes had 16. Madayag had 11. But really, total domination on the paint by the South Cotabato Warriors. Not enough help from the bench, as there was a plus 12 in points in the paint, plus 14 in second chance points, and the bench was really just 22 less that off for Sarangani.
Well, actually, yung 39 points na yan, medyo katamtaman naman na yan na number in terms of bench production. Kaya lang yung kabilang panig, South Cotabato, 61 points. That was really a lot. That's why they got a lot of help to aid their starters to get that victory para sa kanila and put Sarangani in that loss. Let's get this show on the road, ladies and gentlemen. Simulan na natin to between Sarangani and BIÑAN. Let's go to Miguel Pere.
MPBL Season 6, presented by Extreme. It's BIÑAN versus Sarangani for our second game. Time to meet our starters. First, for BIÑAN Tatak Gel, Beast Motorcycle KMX. Starting at guard number 27, Robbie Manalang. Forward number 18, Mike Maestre. Also at forward number 22, Carlo Lastimosa. To guard number 62, Ronnie Alonte. And at center number 15, Pinoy Sakuragi, Mark Pingris. The head coach for BIÑAN is Boyet Fernandez. Assistant coaches Gino Manansala, Gino Manuel, Eliazar Kabutotan, JR Manansala, Jerwin Kako, and Rico Meyer-Huffer. Team manager is Jojo Conanan. LGU partner is Vice Jel Alonte with Monching Talisayon. Team owner is Sajid Año. Now, the starting five for Sarangani Marlins. Starting at guard number 5, J. Mark Malyari. Also at guard number 14, Megan Galang. Center number 13, Coy Alves. Power forward number 34, King de Sacramento. And the under forward number 22, Yuki Kawamura. The head coach for Sarangani is Master J.K. John Calios. Assistant coaches Gilbert Cole, Joshua Inocentes, Jeffrey Cleophas, Jock Labrador, and John Comarubias. Team manager is Andrew Bellarmino.
Ang mangunguna sa laro na to para sa parehong koponan, the starting five brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. Robbie Manalang and Ronnie Alonte starting alongside Mark Pingris, Mike Maestre, and Carlo Lastimosa para sa BIÑAN Tatak Gel. On the other side, Coach John Calios will be beginning things with J. Mark Malyari, Megan Galang, Coy Alves, King Destacamento, and Yuki Kawamura. So no Ryan Suwal to start this game for the Sarangani Marlins. At Megan Galang will be facing a lot of his former teammates also here in this game, as he did also have a stint with the Imus SV squad last year. We welcome you to the second game of our Saturday triple header here at the Governor Andres B. Bernos Memorial Gym here in the University of Bangued campus in Abra. This is Javi Balanya alongside Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Indicio. Coach Mike, you mentioned the transition points for the Sarangani Marlins, a big part of their production, and you mentioned that it's one of the things that BIÑAN has to try and limit in this game.
Yeah, and I feel it's a different Sarangani team right now, especially with Hayes and J. Mark Malyari coming in. It really just brought up a lot more depth in terms of the guard rotations and the decision makers. And so, you know, getting guys open for threes and getting them running out on fast breaks, that's something that BIÑAN should not take very lightly against these guys in blue.
That's right. Those two guys were also part of that Imus team last year and this BIÑAN team at the start of the season, as Coy Alves gets the first points on the board in this one.
Yeah, and there is a good probability that J. Mark Gimpayan is going to play a lot of minutes here, because you look at King Destacamento and Coy Alves, those are lengthy, you know, stretch guys that can actually play the length of the floor, and you have to be out there covering them either in transition or out in the paint.
Di pa rin makapuntos ang BIÑAN. Wala pa naman 2 minuto nakakalipas dito sa ating unang yugto, as J. Mark Malyari was called for a personal there. There you see Sarangani head coach John Calios still calling the shots for this Marlins squad. It has gone on to have different iterations over the past few years. Of course, we do remember one of the memorable seasons for Sarangani was when Kit Jimenez was with them, scoring on a rare quadruple-double.
That's right. And immediately they tried to go to the post, but good defensive stop there by the Marlins.
And always, Coach, this Sarangani team, despite different faces suiting up for them over the years, what hasn't changed has been the playing style.
That's right. The pace at which they play the game is something that really has brought them to, you know, a lot of the close games that they've gotten up. And malaking bagay ito si J. Mark Malyari that helps spreads and advance that floor to scorers in the front. Oh wow, what a
Megan
shot.
Galang steps back for that jumper.
tsaka komportable tumira si Megan Galang. Normally, makita mo dyan si Ryan Suwal who will start from there. But, you know, Megan has earned this start for Sarangani.
Ay, kung may professional scorer tayo, si Megan Galang, professional shooter yan.
Ayo naman.
He will shoot and shoot. That guy is a professional scorer, Carlo Lastimosa. For Coach Boyd Fernandez, I'm sure he's very happy with the way Carlo has turned up over these past few games in his return.
Yeah, isa na yun sa pinakakalmanting umi-score para dito sa BIÑAN. But again, yung so far the rate, the pace, the game is going, I'd say this is a little bit more on the side of Sarangani.
With this fast-paced type of game, Coach, BIÑAN should actually try and play things slow.
Well, it could be. Or they try and match up against the speed of Sarangani. After all, you've got guys that can actually run the floor as well. You have Robbie Manalang, you have Pamboy Raimundo, you have J-Mar Gimpayan, you have Kenny Recocorva. Those guys can actually play small ball and be at pace with their game.
Saka Coach, may isa ka pa nakalimutan.
Sino ba?
Si JJ Pido.
Si JJ, oh my!
Hindi natin pwedeng kalimutan.
How can I forget about JJ? He was so good in that last game.
Against Nueva Ecija,
Yes.
JJ Pido was
Yes.
spectacular. Played 28 minutes in that one in a starting role for Coach Boyd Fernandez in that game, scoring 19 points. Well, you see Coach Boyd Fernandez alongside Coach Gino Manuel.
Yeah. And much as we love, you know, how JJ Pido has played in the regular season, that last game was super JJ, I guess.
Nakakuha tayo ng glimpse nung laro niya last year.
Oh, yes.
When he was still with the Rizal Golden Coolers under Coach Tantan Banal.
That's right.
BIÑAN goes to the post. Pingris is triple teamed. A steal completed by Kawamura, but he throws it away.
There you go. That's what I was saying. You know, you've got Robbie Manalang, who's more than capable to run that pace of the floor with them.
Well, Mark Pingris showing that BIÑAN too could actually score in transition. He ties up the game at 4.
And so far, what they've been doing, Sarangani, they understand that ball is going to go to the post, and they're going to have to double on every post guy there is each time down the floor.
Pinigay ulit ng Sarangani ang bola sa kabila. The Tatak Gel getting another opportunity here courtesy of Mike Maestre.
But how about Mark Pingris? No, coming down the length of the floor, offensively and defensively. We talked about ang ganda ng nilaro ni KG last game, ganda ng nilaro ni JJ, but Mark was super solid too in that game.
Solid rin ang naging fast break na to galing kay Robbie Manalang at Mark Pingris. This is our fast break of the game brought to you by Sportsmax, powered by Playmax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. Mike Maestre at the line for 2 shots. And I want to talk about Mark Pingris, Coach. You would think that, you know, for a guy like Mark Pingris, already a Philippine basketball legend, decided to retire from the PBA, but then opened up with this opportunity to play in the MPBL. You would think that he would just go through the motions and, you know, just try to be relaxed when he's on the floor. But he still brings the same Pinoy Sakuragi fire that he's made us see throughout the years.
Well, it's the word fire that actually best describes Mark Pingris. I mean, you'll never see this guy play very relaxed basketball. It's always palaging nakadiin offensively and defensively. And you know, at the rate that he's been playing, he's the second leading rebounder actually para dito sa BIÑAN. And does not command so much of the ball, but if needed, he will ask for that ball, especially on big man advantages down low.
The Marlins are off and running again. Ryan Sewell in the game for the first time. Good line, just too strong. Love that backspin on his shot. Counter run para dito sa BIÑAN. Alonte was able to get it to Lastimosa, but Carlo couldn't handle the pass.
Yeah, and Carlo was right. Masyado mababa yung pasa ni Ronnie Alonte. Ronnie was different, you know, perspective, I guess, from the passer and the receiver. Could have opted for a bounce pass, so that's easier for Carlo to finish.
Jomar Madayag into the game na para kay Coach John Calios. Malyari steps back for a 3. Nobody else touching the basketball on that possession for the Marlins. Manalang gets the screen from Maestre. Mike looking inside to Lastimosa, trying to get a mismatch against J-Mark Malyari. Lastimosa had to dive for that loose ball.
And wisely just held on to the ball, didn't even attempt to stand up. He would have even called for the travel.
Tyrone Chan will be having early minutes in this game para sa Tatak Gel, coming in para dito kay Mark Pingris.
And I'm guessing that Coach Boyet might turn for the most part of the game to his guys from Pasig back then. Tyrone Chan is in there already. Mike Maestre, Ronnie Roca is gonna come in later, and J.Mar Gimpayan. Those guys can actually play the length of the floor defensively. What a move!
Carlo Lastimosa, fearless going to the basket. This is actually almost all Pasig 5 on the floor except for Ronnie Alonte.
That's right. Pero ibang klase yung atake talaga ni Carlo Lastimosa. He got out of that little two-man action from the wing and really just sized up where the defense was going to be and let the footwork get its thing done and went up for that layup and got fouled.
Lastimosa in their last game against Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards played 14 minutes, scored only 6 points. And you know naman sa mga scorer na katulad ni Carlo, as you could see his averages this season, when he scores that kind of a number below his average even, you could expect that in the next game he's gonna be looking for retribution.
Yeah, and he's a scorer that's not afraid of the percentages. So long as he sees all these reads and he feels that flow in the game, he is going to take those shots. Matter of fact, if you look at his percentage, very decent lang in percentage. He's shooting 38% from the field, and he's roughly about 29% from three. And so, you'd like to think he's a better scorer in percentage than that. But really yung tapang lang to take those shots when needed.
Exactly, Coach, because you'd rather have him shooting the basketball regardless of the percentages rather than have him just holding onto the basketball and looking to pass as the Marlins continue their onslaught in transition here. It's sa ating laro, tying the game up at 8.
And our watch on our stats right now. Fast break point 6-0 in favor of Sarangani.
Tyrone Chan straight away 3 that goes to the right. Maestre getting another offensive rebound, but he was challenged there by J.Mark Malyari. This time the possession arrow pointing to the other side in favor of the Marlins.
As you see this defensive stop right there immediately. Turnover converted into fast break, which turns out to be points of turnovers. It's another 2.
That was a 4-on-1 break in favor of the Marlins, but J.Mark Malyari didn't even have to pass it off to another teammate to get the 2 points. Malyari putting on the moves there. Jumper short. Poy Aktub is in the game early here.
Yeah.
Para sa BIÑAN.
And you definitely would need him if you want to speed up this game. Oh, wow.
And Aktub is off to a good start here, knocking down his first 3-point shot.
And I'm sure if you're Coach Boyet, you're liking this. This is something that you expect in this kind of game from a Poy Aktub.
Coach, many pundits have said that, Poy Aktub only good for a highlight reel dito para sa BIÑAN. But slowly, you could see that the skills are now getting developed para kay Poy Aktub over the years as Koy Alves scores there para sa Sarangani.
Ano mo nagpapaganda dyan para kay Poy? He's coached by Coach Boyet at kakampi niya, mga veterano na natututo siya. At importante nakikinig at ginagawa yung mga bilin sa kanya ng mga veterano at coach niya, Coach Boyet.
He's in a very nice situation.
I agree.
To be able to learn from not just veterans, Coach, but legends in the game.
That's right.
This 3-point shot by Poy Aktub is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
And so far, BIÑAN has made the 3, and Sarangani at this point is 0 out of 4 from there. And so, a little bit on the side of BIÑAN from that aspect.
Estacamento goes to the right side. Suwal with it.
That 3-point number is going to change with Suwal inside.
JJ Pido doing a good job defensively, preventing him from attempting a shot. That's a short coming from the outside, but Jomar Madayag able to get the offensive rebound. However, his putback was also short. That's an illegal screen. It happened right in front of us, Coach. Didn't really have to review that. That's going to go against Tyrone Chan. Third team foul here in the quarter for the Tatak Gel. Both teams with the same number of team fouls here in the first quarter.
And Coach Boy, the many years that he's coached in different levels, understands, the type of game that applies. And ito, sigurado, composure lang. Eventually the law of averages should catch up.
Look out below! Boy Aktub!
Oh, man. And everybody was, as soon as he got that ball from half court, everyone was standing up and starting to cheer. They knew what was coming.
We gotta see that again. And Coach John Calios is livid on the sideline. He is not at all happy with that turnover. Take a look at that again.
Well, that was two things actually. That steal and that finish.
Mighty high and down to the hoop. Poy Aktub. BIÑAN got another crack at it, but Peña-Redondo could not make it. So well with a chance to redeem himself here, and he kisses it off the glass for that finger roll.
A really good move by Ryan Sowal, using his body to defend against the shot blocking ability of Poy Aktub.
That's his first 2 points of the game. Talking about Ryan Sowal, JJ Pido through the teeth of the defense. Peña-Redondo, short stab, wala. Destacamento able to tap it to himself. Jomar Madayag nagmamadali dito. Jomar Madayag couldn't get that layup to drop.
It's real quick for Madayag.
On the other side we go here. Peña-Redondo. Gimpayan goes to JJ Pido. Pido, pull-up jumper is all nylon.
Yeah, iba talaga nilalaro ni JJ Pido. Well, at least for the 2 games so far, and he's just been pretty solid. You're not minding whatever all the noise outside is. He's just staying with the kind of game that he wants to play.
At ang maganda dyan, Coach, hindi lang sa opensa bumubulusok ito si JJ Pido. You expect him to put on the same kind of effort and intensity defensively.
And he's pretty good from the field. 50% shooter from the field, and you like that. A guy who defends and can actually have really good percentages on the floor.
10 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Gimpayan, power dribble, goes to the other side for the reverse. May natitirang oras pa dito para sa Sarangani. Sowal gets it to Roque. That's blocked by Tyron Chan. Now the BIÑAN Tatak-Gel, they mean business here, Coach Mike.
That's right. And they're not backing down on anyone. They want to close out real strong this regular season. We talked about length of the floor, defense, and exactly what we've seen from BIÑAN so far. Much as this has been a fast-paced game, BIÑAN's been responding real well.
Well, the Sarangani Marlins were able to get a few shots on the break to start this match. In fact, they were high up in terms of fast break points, 8-2. There was a point where it was 6-0 in that first quarter, but BIÑAN answered right back, and this jam by Poy Aktub ringing the bell, electrifying the crowd here inside the Governor Andres B. Bernas Memorial Gym here in the University of Benguet campus in Abra. The score is 17-12 after 1. This score brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX.
You are still watching the MPBL. As much as any team would want to come to battle with complete pieces, unfortunately for both teams, pareho silang kulang, and not to mention important ones at that. For BIÑAN, wala si KJ Canaleta, who is nursing a sprained foot that he got from their game against Nueva Ecija. Wala rin sina Jonathan Gray at Pamboy Raimundo na pareho ring may injury. Sa kabila naman, for Sarangani, Lars Sunga has a fever. Marvin Hayes has a prior commitment, but Megan Galang is back after a month of spending time with his mom, who is now with our creator. Although fresh pa ito kay Megan, for him to move on from someone he loves, he said he is using basketball, something he loves as well, to help him recover. Happy and Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. Well, it's very sad to hear that. Our condolences go out to Megan Galang, and we hope for the best as he tries to move on from the tragic loss. At here in this game, he will try to focus on helping the Sarangani Marlins overcome the BIÑAN Tatak-Gel. As you take a look at the first quarter field goal story on your screens, di masyado nagkakalayo dyan, Coach Mike.
Yeah, hindi masyado nagkakalayo, pero yung difference doon sa 3 points, may isang 3-point na na-make itong BIÑAN, at they have 4 free throws made as opposed to none even attempted para dito sa Sarangani in that first quarter.
BIÑAN has amped up their defense especially after that relatively slow start.
Uh-huh.
The intensity has been there. And a big part, I believe, Coach, in my opinion, was the entry of guys like JJ Pido.
Yes, agree. And JJ Pido has helped, stabilize things para dito sa Binyan. Oh!
Poy Aktub. He is rolling right now. That's now 7 points in the game.
Everybody got so busy watching what Poy was going to do. He immediately decided to attack. Didn't wait for that weak side action anymore.
For Sarangani, here he
here
comes
we go.
again. Medyo nablapa doon. Sayang.
Wow.
Everybody was on the edge of their seats waiting for another electrifying slamma-jamma coming from Poy Aktub.
I was ready to jump this table, actually.
Tingnan ulit natin yun. He gets the steal here and then stumbles a bit. It's prevented him from throwing it down, but nonetheless, that's now 9 points in the game for Poy Aktub.
That is still good finish right there, and points of turnovers again in favor of Binyan. That's an 8-4 battle right there in that stat line.
Siyam na ang lamang dito ng Tatak Gel. 8 minutes and 46 pa ang nalalabay sa ating first half. Tingnan natin ang ating fan of the game brought to you by Jinky Skin. Medyo nagulat pa yata si Madam. Hello, yes, kaway-kaway. Welcome here to the, isa pang Jinky Beauty on the side. Pretty faces now increasing here inside our venue in anticipation, of course, for the Abra Weavers matchup against the Valenzuela Classic. Welcome to the second quarter between Binyan and Sarangani. Javi Palanya on the call together with Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Indicio. That turnover won't help the Marlins here in their cause.
And so far, yung action na yan, stagger the weak side, corner guy lifts. That's been a challenge for Coach John right now. It's either they get a turnover of it unforced or they got stolen. I think twice already na-stealan sila doon, both by Poy Aktub.
8-4 na ang ating turnover count, +4 for Sarangani. Tyron Chan against Celso.
Good luck.
Access denied there. A scramble for the ball ends up with Kenny Rocacurva. Nakakapasok lang sa laro na to. Rocacurva goes to the reverse. That's definitely off of Alves. Oh no, it's last touch on Binyan. Or perhaps it gone off Kenny Rocacurva there. That's why referees pointing to the side of the guys in blue.
You know what? Sayang wala si Jonathan Gray. This would have been a perfect game to showcase, the creativity of Jonathan Gray alongside Kenny Rocacurva. Those two have been very solid for Coach Boyet.
Suwal once again gives it up. Poy Aktub up in the air. This time it's short. Nabitin dun, but he has another chance. Blocked there by Coy Alves. My goodness.
Boy, what athletic ability we've seen so far.
Aktub, jab step, three-pointer. Wala yan. Alves skying for that rebound. They throw it away again. Rocacurva this time into the shaded area. Still so much time on their shot clock. They'll pull it back. Tyron Chan, left wing three. No good. Aktub almost got to it. Now Jmar Gimpayan. Great matchup here at the fourth spot against Coy Alves. Aktub lines up a three and knocks it down.
And Poy Aktub comes here to Abra with business in mind. He is not backing down on anyone. 3 3-point attempts already, 2 out of 3 from there, and he's still pretty solid.
Oh, he's showing us the magic here, Coach, in this game against the Sarangani Marlins. Celso will try to get it back. Leaves the follow through, knows that it was going in.
Yeah. And Celso knocking it down. Tyron Chan tried to stop it, but, got up in there.
24-15. Almost 4 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. A little zone here para sa Marlins. Gimpayan gives it back to Tyron Chan. Gets the offensive rebound, puts it up, and gets the 2 points plus the foul.
And so far, offensive rebounding's been the story here para sa BIÑAN. That's 5 or 6 offensive rebounds already for BIÑAN.
And that's exactly the distance in terms of the rebounding battle overall here between BIÑAN and Sarangani. 20-14 in that department. Gimpayan completes the bonus. 12 na ang lamang dito ng Tatak Gel. Rev Diputado on the right side. Gets it to Celso at the middle. Takes the 3, gets it back to Diputado. Rev turns the corner. Alves near the elbow. Wala yan. JJ Pido is pushing. He has Actub on the right side. He will not force the issue. But Gimpayan was left all alone on the baseline. Hindi masyado nabantayan doon ni Koy Alves.
Yeah, that's the favorite shot of Jmar Gimpayan actually. You give him that undergoal style. He's got enough footwork to try and finish even with the defense on him.
Yung mga dukot-dukot talaga na yan, Coach. Lista mo na yan agad para kay Jmar Gimpayan.
Oo, tama ka dun.
Celso straight away 3. Backhands that one. Gimpayan and Actub medyo nag-away pa dun sa rebound.
Kuhaan ang stat line.
Two-man game between Pido and Waray. Gimpayan gets the offensive rebound again. This time it's Alvin Baitsyong. Couldn't get the 2 points. Diputado in the middle, leading the break here for the Marlins. Tried to get a pass there to Koy Alves. There was a bump against, I believe, Jmar Gimpayan. Check out this play of the game brought to you by Suzuki. Look at the masterful setup here by Poy Actub to Jmar Gimpayan.
Yeah, and you know, just little misdirection. That's JJ Pido actually. You know, a little misdirection before getting off that pass to the waiting hands of Jmar Gimpayan.
Bam Lopez in the game for the first time. Alves, quick trigger right there from short range.
Well, thankfully, Koy Alves finally connecting from that spot.
He leads all scorers for Sarangani with just 6 points.
Yes.
One guy that has not been able to get points on the board in this game for the Marlins is Ryan Sual.
Yes, agree. And I don't think has he even made an attempt yet. We'll see. Yeah, he's made 1 attempt, but none from 3 yet.
Oh, that's because in every time that he gets the basketball, as Celso knocks it down from the outside, cutting the BIÑAN lead to just 9. Going back to Ryan Sawal, every time he's handled the basketball, there's always a double team coming.
Nakadepensa ka agad, no? But how about this real good read, waiting hands of Celso, and if that drop coverage continues for him, you know, he's gonna have a lot of those in the game.
A 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. 3-pointer number 2 for Joseph Celso and the Sarangani Marlins. Nagbabalik ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. We are live from the Governor Andres B. Bernos Memorial Gym in the University of Benguet campus here in Abra for the 3rd time this year. We are now witnessing the 2nd game of our Saturday triple header between BIÑAN and Sarangani. Earlier, you saw the Imus Agimat get another loss against the Pasay Voyagers. Pasay moving up in the team standings in the Northern Division. Kenny Roca Curva off the timeout, scoring inside for the Tatak Gel.
And so far, itong BIÑAN have been really unselfish, trying to find guys who are open, not settling for the good shot, and trying to find a better shot.
Alves had to pick it up. He gets it back here from Kawamura and gets fouled there on the shot.
Good read by Kawamura right there after getting that ball on that little post split action from the top. Tried to drive baseline, saw those two guys coming in, two on the ball, you got to give it up. And Alves was there to try and finish it.
Koy Alves, 8.2 points per game, 6.6 rebounds, but only 44.6% from the line. He swishes the first one though. Coach Boyd Fernandez and the BIÑAN Tatak looking to improve to 15-8 here against the 5-17 Sarangani Marlins.
Yeah. And though very remote for them to even be getting into the playoffs, as they have right now a total of 17 losses. 17 losses not going to cut it for you to make it there, but at least they're trying to be the spoiler role guys for the other teams that trying to get into the playoffs.
You just caught a glimpse of our MPBL leadership, joined by some Abra officials. Of course, our MPBL leadership led by Captain Marbel, Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes, always in attendance for our games dito sa MPBL. Bam Lopez, right wing three, wala. Look at Jamer Gimpayan trying to get another offensive rebound. His efforts kept that alive for the Tatak Gel, eventually leading to that basket for Alvin Baichong.
Offensive rebounds leading to second chance points. That's been the story so far. And, you know, getting defended well, the length of the floor, be it on fast breaks and even on three-point shots. You're not getting your best three-point shooter any attempt. Speaking of Ryan Suwal.
Destacamento, cross court, they go to Rev Diputado. Diputado from the outside that rolls off the rim. Hirap pa rin makapuntos galing sa labas dito ang Sarangani. They're just 2 out of 10, and those 2 3-point shots coming from one man alone, Joseph Celso. Roca Curva having the same kind of predicament here for the Tatak Gel, but other guys have been stepping up to the plate para sa koponan ni Coach Boyd Fernandez.
Yep, and the guys for BIÑAN have actually gotten off the bench and contributed a lot, led by Poyak Tube. He's got 12 on a 5 of 8 shooting. And that's solid for Poyak Tube, at least in the, 8 minutes that we've seen him on the floor.
Oh, Kawamura takes it from way downtown. That's no good. Tried to follow his own shot, but Gimpayan getting another rebound. That's number 8 in the game. They throw it away. A botched opportunity for BIÑAN.
No, you have to recognize the effort of Koy Alves right there. Talagang dinistract lang niya in the hope that he gets a turnover. And thankfully for them, they did. Pero down 11 ka with this pace of the game, you know the pace of the game favors you. But you have to control the defensive rebound, because if you don't, it turns to offensive rebound, second chance points for BIÑAN.
Kawamura couldn't get to the pass. I think that was a little bit too behind para sa kanya coming from Kim Destacamento. And the turnovers continuing to pile up for the Sarangani Marlins in this game. That's number 11.
And one of the reasons why Ryan Suwal is not on the floor right now, he's actually got 3 turnovers to his name, apart from going 2 out of 3 from the 3 points.
Año Nuevo sneaks in past 2 defenders, able to get a pass there to Gimpayan, but he is called for an offensive foul.
Now, I guess the game has normalized a little bit from a pace standpoint. Kanina sobrang high energy, back and forth, a lot of fast-paced action. But now medyo nagno-normalize na siya. A lot of it has to do with the efficient shooting of BIÑAN, and as well as the poor three-point shooting of Sarangani.
Alvin Baichong has come out in favor of the Pinoy Sakuragi. Mark Pingris, Malyari to the corner. Kawamura, wala pa rin. Lopez looking at his options. Año Nuevo
Nice
now
pass.
to Gimpayan. Ooh, surprising miss there coming from Waray.
Kahit siya yata nagulat.
Malyari gets it to Destacamento. Alves is asking for it up top. They go to Yuki Kawamura. Back to King. Destacamento to Carl Gaa. Destacamento. Step to the side. 3-pointer. Wala pa rin, galing sa labas.
Ganda ng depensa ng BIÑAN. Every time somebody's out there in the 3 and has given up that dribble, you see a close-up, and they understand a shot is gonna come.
BIÑAN has going to this kind of action the past few possessions. Pingris had that ball tapped. I thought he was fouled.
Yeah, I thought he was fouled too. And so did he.
Unfortunately, we do not have the authority to
Yes.
call these kinds of things on the floor. We leave that up to our officials, very capable crew of referees for this game between BIÑAN and Sarangani. 1 minute and 17 seconds to go here in the first half. It's Kong Mayor J.B. Bernos in the house here at the Governor Andres B. Bernos Memorial Gym, flanked by Coach Yong Garcia, the head coach of the Abra Weavers. This is Abby Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Indicio. We'd like to give a few greetings before we resume action here. We'd like to greet Phil Enard Pagtakhan, Joshua Ranyoa, Anthony Eduarte, and Anya Zalazar, as well as a happy 14th birthday to the son of Boss Vince Harder of the Muntinlupa Cagers, Theodore.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Theodore.
Sarangani Marlins after the timeout. Let's see what they've drawn up here. They need a basket here badly. Alves gets to his own shot. Couldn't get the scoop shot to drop. Under a minute to play here in the second quarter.
A chance to put some more separation between these two, at least at the turn of the half.
Oh, what a refreshing sight here, seeing Macmac Cardona on the floor for the BIÑAN Tatak Gel.
Skip. Couldn't execute anything from that end.
Cardona, he's going to go for that floater. Captain Hook scores his first 2 points.
Well, you know that's going to go in. The minute he put that ball on the floor and finished with that hook shot of his.
I'm telling you, I saw it coming a mile away. Once he put that ball on the floor, you're right, Coach. There was only a few options that he could go to as J. Mark Malyari gets the 2 points to answer that hook shot of Macmac Cardona. 35-24. Last shot time here for the Tatak Gel.
And I'm sure somewhere out there, Alwin Alday is smiling.
Well, ito ang original eh.
Oh.
Captain Hook, a quick 5 points here. Just a quick stint off the bench. Kakapasok pa lamang Macmac Cardona, churning in great production in his short time on the floor, giving BIÑAN this 14-point advantage. Boy, just different guys stepping up at different occasions here para sa kanilang kupunan, Coach Mike.
And might I say, I think Alvin Alday is cheering right now at this point. Poy Octo must be really solid. 5 out of 8 from the field on an 8-minute action on the floor. 3 rebounds and 2 steals, and those 2 steals almost ended up with a couple of dunks, but we'll settle for the layup on the other one.
Well, you know, considering or judging by the way that he's been performing in the first half, I'm sure that Coach Boyet will give him more opportunity in the next 2 quarters to be able to increase that total and hopefully give us more highlights.
Right.
38-24 is the count after the end of the first 20. This score is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
back here at the Governor Andres B. Bernos Memorial Gymnasium here in Abra for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Andrea Endiso, and right now we will be having our halftime interview together with Sir Andrew Bellarmino, the team manager of the Sarangani Marlins, and of course Sir Jojo Conanan, the team manager of the BIÑAN, the Takjel. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me here at the half. Unahin ko na munang kausapin si Sir Andrew. Sir Andrew, alam naman natin na with your current standings, hindi na po pwedeng makapasok sa South Division playoffs. Pero with that being said, how do you keep your players competitive at this point?
Actually, gusto pa rin namin syempre, maski yung wala na kami sa chance sa playoffs, yung lahat ng remaining games namin, hanggat maaari, kung kaya namin panalo, papanalo namin para yung good exit pa rin kami, para preparation namin for the next season.
Finish strong yung sinasabi nga nila. Ano, sir? Sir, at this point, meron po ba kayong gustong batiin o pasalamatan?
Una-una yung RK Hoops, then Senator MP, support sa amin, Monkey Mike, Luca, Jacob and Hats, Feed and Claw, Red Dynasty, Biton, Global Trend, MPP Party List, Attorney Vince Arsaga and Art Arsaga, and also sa CS Play, Marikina and Bicol, and hi dun sa mga sa family ko, sa wife ko, kay Pia, and mga anak ko, then mother and father ko, and isa pa yung si Kuya Jojo and Kuya Nel, hello sa inyo lahat.
Alright, thank you so much, Sir Andrew Bellarmino. Dumako naman tayo sa aking kaliwa with Sir Jojo. Sir Jojo, alam naman po natin na ang BIÑAN pasok na yan sa playoff sa South Division. Pero alam din natin na matindi at dikit ang laban for the home court advantage. With that being said, kamusta ang team?
As of now, okay naman yung team. Siyempre, galing kami sa panalo, maganda yung performance na pinakita ng mga players namin. So, siguro kailangan namin ituloy-tuloy yung ginagawa nilang magandang performance. So, madala namin sa pagpasok ng playoffs. Kasi sobrang higpit yung Final Four sa amin eh. So, dikit-dikit yung mga standings. So, kailangan namin manalo. Lahat ng games namin kailangan namin panalo.
Well, that is right. At this point, meron po ba kayong gustong batiin or pasalamatan, sir?
Unang-una, nagpapasalamat kami kay Boss Monching. Boss, ingat ka dyan, na-miss ka na namin. Siyempre, sa mga bosses pa namin, kay Vice Gel Alonte, kay Ruben Tan, sa mga sponsors namin, sa GameX Sports, sa Fin & Claw, sa Silent Tires, Beast Motorcycle Tires, and sa Victoria Sports. And binabati ko yung baby ko pala. Nanonood, tsaka yung mami niya, wife ko. Pagaling ka.
Alright, thank you so much, Sir Jojo Conanan. And that's it for our halftime interview. Don't go away, magbabalik pa rin po ang MPBL.
Welcome back to this game between the BIÑAN Beast Motorcycle Tire Game Mix against the Sarangani Marlins. The score is 38-24. We're live from the Governor Andres V. Bernos Memorial Gym here at the University of Benguet Campus in Abra. Abby Palanya joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Endicio. The numbers after the first 20 minutes of action here, Coach Mike.
Well, it really has been more of the pace of Sarangani, but the better conversion was on the side of BIÑAN. There was a point in the game na talaga napakabilis na laro pero nag-normalize rin lahat. And nag-normalize rin kasama yung percentage nitong field goals para sa BIÑAN. 35% on a plus 11 attempts more. And the story of the games have been the 11 turnovers forced by BIÑAN on Sarangani, where they got 13 points off of it. And the offensive rebounds, we talked about it, 12 second chance points against the, no control at all on the defensive board, and enough for BIÑAN to take advantage of it and get 12 points, and got a lot of help from the bench, plus 20 in that department, all in favor of BIÑAN.
Oh, almost everybody coming off the bench has really served their purpose para sa BIÑAN Tatak Gel in this game. It started off with JJ Pido and then Boy Aktub coming in to give us a highlight of a slam. He now leads the scorers for the Tatak Gel with 12 points. Actually, all scorers in this game. The only guy in double figures. Gimpayan has 7. Cardona also coming in off the bench. Just a quick stint in the last few seconds to score 5 points, while Carlo Lastimosa has 4 para dito sa kanilang koponan. Sa kabilang panig naman, Coy Alves leads the way with 8. Celso with 2 3-pointers. J. Mark Malyari has 4. Jomar Madayag completes the cast of scorers para sa Sarangani Marlins. No Ryan Sawal yet on the board here in this game para sa kanilang koponan. They're gonna try and address that situation here in the third quarter, but we begin things with J. Mark Malyari scoring there on the baseline.
Alam mo kung anong impressive dun sa, another steal here.
Sawal had that tapped as he tried to make a move towards the basket.
Well, I was gonna say, Javi, now what's impressive about the guys coming off the bench for BIÑAN, and they shot the ball pretty well. It was only Kenny Ricocorvo who had 33%. Everyone else was at least above 40, and a couple of them shooting 100% from the field.
Celso trying his luck once again from downtown. And so, if you total the field goal percentage of those guys and disregard the field goal percentage of the starters, ang magiging field goal percentage dito ng BIÑAN, siguro mga nasa 60-70%.
Oh, yeah, roughly around that number.
Robbie Manalang now helping the cause for BIÑAN, extending the lead back up to now. Actually, this is now the biggest advantage of the game for the Tatak Gel at 15.
And that just adds up all the more to the bench points that Coach Boyet has gotten from his guys. Remember, there is no KG Canaleta. See right here. Very simple, side ball screen, allowing that space for Rob Manalang to take the shot.
Unimpressive pick and roll coverage there coming from the Sarangani Marlins. So while coming in too late to try and close out on the shot, Alonte trying to join in on the party. Sakuragi, the Pinoy version, gets the offensive rebound para sa BIÑAN. Lastimosa, short, that's off the front of the rim. Marlins are off and running. Could have been another turnover there para sa kanila.
Pero kita mo kagad, nandun kagad si Robbie, Parang it almost feels like pag may tumira na sa BIÑAN, may nakababa na kagad na isa. In a way, parang naka-cherry pick defensively.
Celso provides the screen behind the back. J. Mark Malyari goes to Coy Alves. That could have been a highlight for the Sarangani Marlins.
Ganda nun. Behind the back, splitting the defense. And the only thing that missing was the make of Coy Alves.
Tingnan muli natin yun. Look at that. Getting past Carlo Lastimosa and Mark Pingris. That's a no ordinary feat coming from J. Mark Malyari.
Pati si Coy Alves na inis sa sarili niya. Hindi niya na-basket yung tira na yun.
Punta muna tayo kay Miss Andrea Endicio at courtside.
During halftime, the Sarangani coaches had a few points to discuss. One, unnecessary turnovers. Of course, wala na raw room for that here in the second half. Pangalawa, trust your teammates. Marami raw chances for open guys na nasayang noong first half. And lastly, they want to push the pace even more. Nababagalan pa sila sa ikot ng bola, and they actually have a goal for the third quarter. Maibaba ang lead ng BIÑAN to a single-digit advantage before the 7-minute mark. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Sarangani, well, at least here in the third quarter, to begin things here in the second half. They're off to a relatively good start.
Yeah, at least, there have been a couple of turnovers that they forced on BIÑAN. And so, but you have to convert them into points. That's the thing. Not just to force them on turnovers, but get some point out of it.
Koy Alves this time converting on the field goal. Andrea mentioned what Coach John Calios told his boys to work on in the second half. It's minimizing the turnovers, trusting your teammates more, and pushing the pace even more, Coach Mike.
Yes, and I agree with all those points, lalo na with trusting the teammates. I mean, you can't be going solo. You have to trust your teammates. So while still missing from out.
But despite those misses, Coach Sarangani still putting a lot of their trust on their main man this season, Ryan Suwal, to try and heat up, to cause what could be a game-tying rally in this third quarter. Tingnan natin ang ating play of the game brought to you by Suzuki.
And the key there was Koy Alves actually holding on to that screen, allowing the secondary defender in Mark Pinglis to help out, leaving that entire side of the floor for Koy to roll and make that basket.
Maestre converts on the first free throw. Bumabalik tayo dun sa timing, Coach, ng mga galaw ng ating mga player. That's why it's not always about speed.
Right. It's efficiency as well. I mean, the right timing. Sabi nga, the right time, the right person, and the right, shot. Those three things, if you want to talk offensively.
Nakala ko, iba na yung pupuntahan ng usapan ng sinabi right person. Coach,
medyo kasama naman kita, naintindihan kita.
Medyo na-bother ako dun.
I got you, Hab.
Ryan Suwal, catch and fire. That's off to the right. Hindi pa rin makabutas from the field itong si Ryan Suwal.
Well, he's had one field goal from the perimeter, but none from three yet.
Suwal is now 0 out of 3 from the outside. I'm surprised that he's not attempted a lot.
Yeah. He's a 36% three-point shooter, but he hasn't made so much.
Maestre left wide open. That's no good.
And the thing with the shot of Suwal right now, medyo, may right side, may left side. Oh, what a block.
Access denied by Mike Maestre. Manalang quickly to the other side. Lastimosa. Catch, set, fire. No go. That's over the back in favor of the Sarangani Marlins.
And you see Coach Boyd, he's not even complaining. He understands that's the right guy to take that shot. He didn't just make it.
J. Mark Malyari has been successful here in the third quarter, breaking away from the defense on top. But that time, Mike Maestre said, enough is enough.
Yeah. Two things that happened there. You forced him to drive on his weak hand and tried to finish it a little bit twisted. And so that allowed that blindside block by J. Morgan Paya.
Megan Galang and Joseph Celso are back in the game, as well as Yuki Kawamura and King Destacamento. They join J. Mark Malyari here on the floor for the Sarangani Marlins. Little hesitation coming from J. Mark Malyari to slow things down, delivering a pass there to Destacamento, who draws a foul against the BIÑAN interior team.
And remember how we talked about there are actually 4 to 5 players that are really good in three-point shooting, above 30% for Sarangani. Right now, none of them are converting. Matter of fact, it's only Celso who's got 50% from there.
That free throw by Destacamento, which just missed, is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Aside from Joseph Celso, Coach, which of these players have you been mentioning?
Well, you have Marvin Hayes. He's 41% from there. He's not playing. Malyari's 38%. He hasn't made one. Megan Galang's 31%. Hasn't made one. Who else? Jeb Bulawan and Ryan Suwal.
Well, Jeb Bulawan is now with Bacolod,
Yeah.
so that's one guy minus in that tally.
Right. So that's just 4 of them pala.
Lastimosa to the corner. Ronnie
Oh, no.
Alonte. That's short.
That's his favorite spot, though.
Yeah. And everybody here inside the venue was waiting to erupt on a conversion by Ronnie Alonte. Instead, we got a conversion coming from J. Mark Malyari for Sarangani.
Iba talaga ang bit-bit ni J. Mark Malyari pagdating dyan sa action na yan.
Alonte sidestep, draws the foul, puts it up. Falls down to the floor. He's going to get 2 shots. This is our fast break of the game, brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. This time, Coach, he went to his left side again, but made sure to finish with the left hand as well.
Yeah, and that primarily was attacking the fresh guy that came in, which happens to be Ronnie Alonte. And, you know, you want to take advantage of that and test if he's already up there ready to defend.
Well, Alonte in this game has done a good job on Ryan Sual.
Right. And, you know, it's not always the 3-point makes for Ronnie Alonte. You understand that, you know, he exerts effort defensively to prevent any other guys, including Ryan Sual, from making shots from 3.
Well, that's the main reason why Coach Boyd Fernandez puts him on the floor to try and be the one to disrupt the top perimeter player on the opposing squad.
And the limited minutes that he's played for Coach Boyd, he always makes sure that, you know, he's giving it 100%. Speaking of Ronnie.
Kenny Rocacurva nagbabalik dito para sa BIÑAN Destacamento, facing up here against Pingris. That's a tight pass to Celso, picked up by the guys in white. Tatakjel will set this one up. Zone for Sarangani.
Wow, what a pass.
Broken by Kenny Rocacurva, but Maestre was blocked right in front of him.
Yan naman ang magandang pambawi ng BIÑAN. Sure, you know, you get blocked, you get stopped, you're not efficient, but you're not getting down the floor ng madali. Didepensahan ka namin.
Destacamento saying, no, 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 not in my house.
Tsaka mahirap rin pag si JJP doon nasa kabila. You have to get past him. But sure, if you get past him, medyo libre na yan.
Here he is with the basketball. Loses it for a bit. Gets it out to Robbie Manalang. Wala yan. That's over the top of the backboard again. Laban sa Tatakjel.
But Robbie now is 1 out of 4 from 3. So that's a little bit struggle for him. But, you know, you want to make him continue shooting.
45-31 is the score. 4 minutes and change remaining here in quarter number 3. Kawamura locates J. Mark Malyari on the handoff. Back to Yuki. Kawamura puts the ball on the deck after a couple of dribbles. Delivers it to Koy Alves. Hirap siya dito maitulak si Mark Pingris. Settled for that fall-away jumper.
Hindi madaling gawin yun. Itulak si Mark Pingris. Ang dami nang nakitang ganyang moves ni Mark, so it's not easy to be doing that.
Imagine mo naman yung mga tipong ng player na nakaharap na ni Mark Pingris sa kanyang karera as Rocacurva leans in and gets the 2 points off the glass.
Well, that really is one guy that I'm sure, especially in the playoffs, Coach Boyd's gonna turn to. And, you know, Kenny, high IQ as he is, learns when to take that shot and when to put the ball on the floor and use, you know, different scenarios to attack the rack.
Rocacurva has been quite inconsistent this season compared to last year para dito sa BIÑAN Tatakjel. Although he is one of the leading scorers this season para sa kanilang kupunan. But you know that meron pa talaga siya yung may bubugay.
Ay, oo naman. You know, he's very young and he's got a lot of fight in him. And, you know, under the tutelage of Coach Boyd, I'm sure he's gonna realize a lot of that too in the future.
Madaya got to Megan Galang.
Good look.
3-pointer is good. 47-34. 13 ang inahabol dito ng Sarangani. JJ Pido with the basketball. Pido tried to go for a jump shot. Instead finds Rocacurva underneath. Just a tad bit too short on that reverse.
Oh, kinulang ng pektos. Ang lalim eh.
Kawamura fails to get back-to-back hits there for Sarangani. Rocacurva forward to Pingris. Gimpayan gets it in the baseline. Back to the Pinoy Sakuragi. Ayaw niya itira to. He gets it back to J-Mark. Gimpayan will get the 2 points.
Now, you love the maturity of Gimpayan right there. Sinunod lang niya kung anong ginawa ni Mark Pingris. He got that ball, didn't put it on the floor, waited for the look, And si Mark, pinut lang naman niya yung bola sa sahig no nakita niya yung may space na open eh.
I would have loved to see him attempt that shot though. He was wide
from
open
the elbow, right.
near the elbow.
Agree.
And that's a shot that he has been able to make throughout the career
that
he's had as Destacamento dials it down from the outside. Now the three-point shooting starting to shore up here for the Marlins.
And so far, they're just 2 points away from their target of making this a single digit, or 3 points rather. Get a good stop here and convert the other way.
Manalang from the corner. Yes, sir.
But you can't forget about Robbie, of course. You gotta defend against him in the corner.
That's one guy that has remained patient throughout this season. He has gone down in terms of the guard rotation para kay Coach Boyd Fernandez after being one of the main guys for Pasig City last year. But whenever he's on the floor, he stays ready.
That's right. And yun naman importante, you have to stay ready whenever you're needed. And your number gets called up, be sure you're up there and show up.
Pido almost traveled, gets inside, dumps it to Gimpain, blocked there by the interior defense of the Marlins, but Destacamento, he's saying he got all ball, but our referees saying otherwise.
I think that was on Coy Alves, is it? Oh, it's King Destacamento. I thought that was on Coy. But again, yung length kasi ng combined nito si Destacamento at si Coy Alves, hindi ganun kadaling tumira sa ilalim, no? Taas lang yung kamay, you have to get past that length.
Coach John Caños will be using his coach's challenge here. He's saying that it was a pass ball and not on a shot. So let's see here how our officials decide on this. We'll take a short break.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful. Call on the floor stays. Foul on number 34, King Destacamento, his second foul. 14th foul for Sarangani Marlins.
Tingnan natin ang nangyari doon. J. Mark Gimpain here attempting for the reverse.
Yeah.
And there was Coy Alves with a block. Coach John Caños is saying that it was a pass attempt, not a shot attempt. But I think it was very clear from the replay that Gimpain was going for a shot.
Right. Going for a shot talaga. Nilalagyan niya ng pektos yung tira niya eh. Kaya lang nasupalpal siya eh. And eventually somebody clipped his arm. That happens to be King Destacamento.
A near double-double in the game para kay Jmar Waray Gimpain. 10 points and 9 rebounds. BIÑAN up by 16. Under a minute to play here in the third frame. Kawamura still scoreless in this one. That's off of his leg. Just when we thought that Sarangani was getting into a rhythm to start our second half, the defense of the BIÑAN Takjel just really stabilizing their performance here in the third quarter.
Right.
Helping them to keep off what could be a big rally para sa koponan ng Marlins.
Tama ka dyan. Actually, itong quarter na to, this is pretty good for the Sarangani Marlins, but they really just couldn't come up with volume shots and volume makes.
Aktub gets past Gala. Oh my goodness, gorgeous finish by Poy Aktub.
Oh, wow. You see him twist that body in midair?
Just a gifted finisher. Ito si Poy Aktub. He was born to wow.
Wow. Sana all.
6 seconds to go. Galang got fouled there by JJ Pido. BIÑAN not yet in the penalty.
It's like he put on the brakes mid-air, you know. Just decided, yeah, I'll take the shot now.
Forceful but graceful poetry in motion para kay Poy Aktub.
Ang bigat nun, may sumabay. Diba?
Pero walang problema yan para sa kanya. Destacamento is able to get located there by Megan Galang. Ang hinayang siya dun dahil di niya nakompleto yung basket. But he will go to the line for 2 shots.
Well, that's another assist that could have gone the way of Sarangani. Right now, they trail that department by 6, 20, and 14. Pero ang ganda na ng nila, mga 3-point makes nila eh. They have, 4 out of 22. Kanina, they were trailing that department, and now they also lead the fast breaks. They're a +2 on fast breaks, 10-8.
Free throws, Sarangani is 4 out of 8 right now, while BIÑAN is 10 out of 12. A second remaining. Pass intended for Aktub, sails to the sideline. And that's going to do it for the first 3 quarters of action here between BIÑAN and Sarangani. Let's take a look at our highlights of the game, brought to you by SIP Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
Well, Robbie tried to make those shots from the outside, and Jaymar Malyari was setting up his teammates. But then again, your bench guys, Kenny Ricocurva, Robbie Manalang, and everyone else, and Mark Pengues contributing as well, bringing along Jaymar Gimpayan, who's been one of the very efficient guys on the floor for Coach Boya.
37-10 in terms of the bench production in this game, obviously in favor of the Tatak Gel. 55-38 is the score. This is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. This fan of the game is brought to you by Jinky Skin. Wave at the camera, miss. You are on TV. Some of the beautiful faces inside the Governor Andres V. Berna's Memorial Gym here in Bangged, Abra.
Oh, ngayon nakita na nila. Ano pala tayo sa video? Video wall.
Welcome to the final quarter between Sarangani and BIÑAN. This is Savi Palanya on the call, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Indicio. Currently, the Sarangani Marlins have been struggling to make this game competitive. BIÑAN using another strong third quarter to enter the final frame on top by their biggest lead. Roca Curva goes inside as you take a look at the quarter scoring on your screens. It was actually a close quarter in that third period, Coach Mike.
Yeah.
But that second quarter is really continues to spell the difference.
That's right. Doon kasi nag-pile up yung mga offensive rebound ng BIÑAN, and they really took control of the board and made points out of it.
Poy Aktub continues to do a fantastic job here on the floor para kay Coach Boyd Fernandez. Let's go to Andre Andicio.
Poy Aktub had a great start in this game pero hindi siya nakaligtas sa kantsawan sa kanilang bench. Effective daw pala kay Poy kasi Makmak ang roommate. Hindi raw kasi pwedeng magpuyat at bawal din ang distractions. Going back to Poy kahit dito sa Abra hindi talaga may tatago ang dami ng fans niya. Pero sabi nga ni Poy kasabay ng pagsikat ang pagdami rin ng mga kritiko, which is what fuels him more as a player. Aniya bilang isang player na sa ligang labas lang sumikat, gusto niyang patunayan na hindi lang siya hanggang doon, that he can fit in and even stand out in the pros as well. True inspiration for those dreaming to make it big in this industry. Back to you guys.
Definitely so. Thank you, Andrea. As Jaymar Gimpayan scores underneath on the reverse. And there you see Makmak Cardona, ang roommate dito sa trip na to ni Poy Aktub, which is what Andrea said is the reason kung bakit maganda pinapakita niya ngayon.
Tingin ko naman kahit ikaw, matutulog ka rin ng maaga pag sinabi niya matulog ka na, matutulog ka talaga.
Kaya lang, pag kami ang naging roommate ni Makmak, baka mahaba ang kwentuhan namin.
Oh, yeah. Pwede interviewin mo ba siya? Marami kayong mga pagkukwentuhan, ano?
Pareho, coach eh.
Pareho?
Oo, pareho. Alam mo yan, si Makmak, matagal na namin yan kinukuha sa podcast namin.
Ah, talaga?
Medyo nahihiya pa ng konti, but I hope pretty soon, ma-guess na namin siya.
Baka kailangan pa ng konting padulas kay Mikey. I'm sure you guys gonna get him.
Let's see how it turns out in the future. Back to the ball game here. Wala pang 2 minuto nakakalipas dito sa ating huling yugto. J. Mark Malyari, Ryan Suwal, Joseph Celso, King Destacamento, and Anthony Roque will begin things here para sa kupunan ng Sarangani Marlins. Along the other side, it's JJ Pido, Poy Actub, Tyrone Chan, and J. Mark Gimpayan, joined by Kenny Rocacorva.
Yung kanina, pang 17 na turnover na yon na-commit nitong Sarangani. Good thing they were able to take it back the other way. The thing is, they're a -9 in terms of points of turnover. That's the one that spells the difference. And so you have to be very efficient executing on the offensive side of the floor. Good hop. Good
Malyari
shot.
able to get that fall-away jumper to drop from short range. 59-42.
Yeah, isa na yata sa pinakamalinis na tira yon na nagawa ni Jmar Malyari so far in this game.
12 points now in the game to lead all scorers for the Marlins. He has 8 here in the second half. Aktub on top. These are all bench players on the floor, by the way.
That's
Para
right.
sa Tatakjel.
That's right.
Aktub couldn't get that jumper to fall. Which brings me to mention this, Coach, that they are well on their way to duplicate or even surpass their bench production from that game against Nueva Ecija.
That is right. You have 41 bench points already. And BIÑAN in that department would average roughly about 36. And that's way ahead of their numbers now.
Joseph Celso was able to sneak in a basket inside para sa Sarangani, but so does Jmar Gimpayan on the other side para sa BIÑAN. So sagutan lang ang nangyayari dito mula sa dalawang kupunan.
And I feel beyond the points, the bench points, it's really the efficiency of these guys that have come up off the bench. They've been shooting the ball really well.
Malyari. Bullets pass to the wrong guy.
Uh-oh.
This is a 4-on-2 break. Poy Actub gets it to Rocacorva. Clean fast break finish there for Kenny Roger.
Ito naman ang tanong ko sa iyo, Happy. Sa ganung fast break, sino babantayan mo? Kenny Rocacorva, Jmar Gimpayan, Poy Actub.
Kung sa papawis lang yan, Coach, ang babantayan ko si Kenny kasi gusto makakita ng dunk.
Okay. Si Poy Actub, kaya mo na si Poy.
Pero kung laro talaga, ay syempre babantayan ko si Poy Actub. Hindi ko naman hahayaan na mapahiya sa sarili ko niyan.
Pero grabe ang hirap, di ba?
Baka maging dahilan pa yun kung bakit ako ilabas ng coach ko nun.
Ryan
Suwal finally gets one from downtown. And this might actually get him going. That's what Coach John Calios is hoping right now.
Yeah, quite possibly. He's a streak shooter, Ryan Suarez, and he's going to try and get into a rhythm now.
Ryan Suwal, 18.6 points per game in this season para sa Sarangani Marlins. That was only his 5th point of the game. That's an illegal screen on Tyrone Chan.
Definitely illegal. Medyo gumalaw ng konti yung hip eh. Pero sayang kasi pwedeng i-slip ni ni Tyrone Chan, di ba? And he's got that knockdown shot from the outside. And I've always said that the 2 best trailer guys, in my opinion, in the MPBL would be Tyrone Chan and the other one being Chris De Chavez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because those 2 can knock down shots. Everybody's gone down already. They come in late. They're the last guy to come in. Give them that ball from up top, and they'll score on you.
Coach Boyd Fernandez will be challenging that last call. He doesn't look very happy right now. We'll take a short break here.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful. Call on the floor stays. Offensive foul on number 12, Tyrone Chan. His 3rd foul.
And the call on the floor stays. It is an offensive foul on Tyrone Chan.
Yeah, see, he moved that hip of his to the path of Ryan Suwal.
Coach Boyd Fernandez, you saw on that replay, was quick to try and plead his case, but unfortunately after the review, our referees saying that the call will stick.
Boy, this BIÑAN defense has really gotten to the next level. I mean, the last 2 games that I've covered these guys, iba ang nilalaro defensively ngayon, especially in the latter part of the regular season.
They are on a mission, Coach.
Yeah.
On that side of the floor. Alam naman natin, Coach Boyd Fernandez, he's a champion coach at all levels here in the basketball scene in the Philippines. Dito na lang siya di nakakapagkampiyon sa ating liga dito sa MPBL. And so, in his championships, he knows that for them to get to the top and reach the promised land, they have to be able to be special defensively.
And for you to get these veteran guys, to commit defensively, speaks a lot about Coach Boyd.
Ay, ikaw ba naman manalo ng ganong karaming kampyonato na sa iba't ibang larangan dito sa basketball?
Correct.
Hindi ka ba magtitiwala?
Correct. Tama yun.
Alvin Baitsong puts the ball on the deck. Captain Hook couldn't score on the left side.
Very makeable para kay Captain Hook yun.
Suwal from the outside. That's all net para kay Ryan Suwal.
And Coach Boyd is not happy at all. And so he sends back in J-Mar Gimpayan.
Poy Aktub continuing to be aggressive here, trying to find his shot. As lead of BIÑAN down to just 13. Diputado looking forward there. And Suwal needed the rest, pulling up for 3.
That's right. And Ryan Suwal, after going 0 out of 4, is now 2 out of 2 from 3.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Just a couple of games ago, Suwal erupted for 32 points against the Negros Moscovados. Against South Cotabato, he was good for 18 points but only shot 33.3% from the field.
Once a shooter from 3 is always going to be in there, and you try to find your range. Oh no.
Suwal matched up against JJ Pido. Between the legs, cross, floating, dribbling, stepping back. That's off to the left.
Would that look good? Would that look good?
Suwal acknowledging his mistake there to Coach John Calios.
Tsaka mas maganda yung calibration ng release niya ngayon compared sa kanina. Medyo a little bit to the left or the right kanina.
Aktub skying. Medyo nahuli lang sa taas. Mark Pincris wanted a foul from the bench. Destacamento will finish the 2 points.
And King really just settling for that basic layup instead of flushing it down.
Exactly 4 minutes to go here in the final frame. Gimpayan back to JJ. Pido goes to the right, gets the basket plus the foul.
The moment that he got Ryan Suwal beat and put him behind him, he knew he had a shot. Look at that. He was high-sided and went up against King Destacamento.
He's been setting up his teammates all game long. Ito si JJ Pido, 8 assists in this game. And this is only the second field goal sa ating laro para sa kanya. And he has a chance for one more at the line. Aside from those numbers that I just mentioned, he also has a couple of rebounds sa ating laro. And Pido proving to be a very steady force here because of the absence of Pamboy Raimundo para dito sa BIÑAN Tatakjel. Coach Boyd Fernandez has looked to him to be the main point guard of this game.
Yeah, and he's not even mindful of the other guys on the floor. He's just laser focused on Suwal. But again, the second guy that's been most efficient from 3, Celso so far, and he's knocked down another.
He's now in double figures with 11.
And he's 3 out of 6 from there.
Aktub doesn't use the screen. They go to Baityong. Heavily pressured by Celso. Shot clock at 5. Pido able to split the defense. To the corner they go. Poy Aktub. No go. Alves able to get it to Anthony Roque. The Marlins in transition, but defense right back para sa BIÑAN Tatakjel. Suwal forced to give it up.
Yeah.
He'll get it back.
Yep.
The blitz once again comes, and that's a foul. No, it's a dribbling violation.
It's a dribbling violation, that's right. And they've been blitzing every two-man action, trying to squeeze him out of it, trying to force him to the sideline or trying to push him to the half-court line. And it's tough if you're Ryan Sewell.
Sewell has had a number of turnovers in this game. That's already 4 para sa kanya. Sarangani has 19 overall. BIÑAN only with 11. Aktub hit hard in the air there by Joseph Celso. That's going to be 2 free throws para kay Poy Aktub.
And what you love about Poy Aktub also is the maturity of not reacting to situations like those. He understands once you get in there, you're going to get, tapped, and, you got to live with it and move on to the next play.
Yuki Kawamura will come in for Anthony Roque, while Yuki Kawamura will come in for Rev Diputado para sa Sarangani Marlins. 13 out of 16. BIÑAN has a squad from the free throw line. Make that 14 out of 17 now.
One thing I haven't seen, though, from Ryan Sewell in terms of taking threes, I haven't seen him on a catch and shoot.
Yep.
Running off screens and catching it and taking it. He's normally pretty good from there. There are actually 2 guys that I like when it comes to that action. It's Judel Fuentes and him. And so most of the time, he puts the ball on the floor and tries to create off of it.
At sa coach, he really doesn't have a lot of options moving forward. Ito si Ryan Sewell when they try to set him up.
Yeah.
Because the defense always staying with him.
Right.
And when he has the basketball, the double team comes right away.
Right. I feel he's better off ball and allow him to run through the threes and to make those shots from the outside. Run through the forest and use the threes as screen. Oh, what a pass!
Sorry miss underneath by Kawamura. They've had a number of those in this game. Cardona gets it to Gimpayan. He will finish the fast break.
Jmar Gimpayan been pretty solid here.
We now enter the final 2 minutes of this one, brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Another pass intended there by Kawamura. That was a much harder pass to catch. It ends up with Malyari. J-Mark able to get the foul, but unable to finish the basket.
Nakita mo yung effort na ini-extend nitong Sarangani just so they can execute something offensively. Unlike BIÑAN, they just move that ball around. And it's multiple dribbles that's actually being done by Sarangani. And primarily because they're not making shots from the outside.
One guy that they sorely miss this year, ito Sarangani Marlins. We'd like to give a shout out to Carlo Escalambre. We hope that you're doing well in your recovery from your injury. We miss you here in the MPBL. Could have been a great matchup here against Poy Aktub. Naman that Carlo has always been one of the most exciting players here in the league.
Right.
72 to 57. Cardona free for 3. That's no good. J-Mark Malyari with the board. Malyari has 7 rebounds in this game. Kawamura, corner pocket 3. Wala. Celso puts it back.
Celso's been so far the most steady guy on the floor for Sarangani.
12 points and 10 rebounds. Make that 11 after that putback para dito kay Joseph Celso. Cardona charges in to Yuki Kawamura, and that will count for Captain Hook.
Look at him flex on it.
Shoulder shrug and flex on the bench. Why not?
Right.
I mean, Cardona's been having a splendid game from the field in only just 5 minutes and 32 seconds of gameplay.
Yeah. He's missed only once from the field, if I recall correctly. Check that. Oh, no, he had 2. He had a couple.
And I'm sure Mac just happy to be back here in regular rotation para dito sa BIÑAN Tatak Gel. Of course, he's had to battle some injuries this year. Alam naman natin na hindi na rin siya ganun kabata.
Yeah.
Although he doesn't look like he's aging, Cardona's still looking like the rest of the young bucks here in the league.
Yeah, I don't think any of the guys of BIÑAN are actually look aging to me.
Diba?
Oh.
Mas mukha pa akong tumatanda kaysa sa kanila eh.
Easy.
Fishing pala eh. 36 seconds na lang ang nalalabit dito sa ating laro. the people here inside the venue in close anticipation for our main game between the Abra Weavers and the Valenzuela Classic.
And this place is gonna be real loud later. That's gonna be a good one. Paolo and the guys from Valenzuela and Marquis, the rest of Team Abra.
Walang ating player matchup natin mamaya. Matindi rin ang labanan between two former teammates in Mark Montuano and Marquis.
Was it in Bacoor that they...
Yes.
Yeah, right.
After the review, our referees deciding that it will stay with the tatak gel, but ang hinihintay na lang dito ang ating final score.
Well, this was a game that started real fast at the pace of Sarangani, but when their shots didn't flow through, efficiency became an issue, and they couldn't control the offensive rebound, just like this one, and really just turned into more second chance points, just like that for BIÑAN.
Who made that possible? Mac Cardona.
Yeah.
Didn't just deliver the pass to Jaymar Gimpayan, but also got that offensive rebound.
Yeah.
Joseph Celso continues to work hard underneath. Nakakatawa rin talaga to si Coach Boyd Fernandez. No? Kahit na matatapos na yung game, he's still locked in and focused. And trying to make sure that everything goes well para sa kanila.
Yeah, it ain't over till it's over. I mean, until you hear that final buzzer, and he has to set that tone for BIÑAN. After all, you know, mga veterano ito and young guys that actually are willing to learn from a coach like Coach Boyd, and so, you know, set that tone, especially in the latter part of the regular season.
Coach, a lot of great performers in this game para sa BIÑAN Tatak Gel. But our best player of the game brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Your choice, Coach, was Poy Poy Actub.
Yeah, he really was the one who stabilized everything. At that point when that pace of the game was really favoring more on the side of Sarangani, those couple of steals helped, you know, cement everything and pave the way for what it is now. Shout out to Jaymar Gimpayan. He was real good in that third and that fourth, but Poy Actub, to me, gets this award.
Gimpayan ended up with 18 points. Cardona is actually the third leading scorer for BIÑAN dito sa ating laro at 8 points. Our final score is 77-61. This score brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX, Poy Poy Actub is at courtside with Miss Andrea Endicio.
Thank you, Javi. Our daily fantasy best player of this game ay walang iba kundi si Poy Poy Actub. First of all, congratulations. Poy Poy, coming off the bench ka pero nakapag-contribute ka pa rin ng 20 points at hindi mo binigo ang iyong mga fans dito sa Abra dahil nakapagpakita ka pa kanina ng isang dunk. Paano mo ba na may make sure o nasisigurado na ready ka kapag bubunutin ka ni Coach?
Alam mo naman sa amin, sobrang dami namin sa team and yun lang sabi sa amin lagi ni Coach na always ready kung hilain man, maline up man o hindi. Basta pag i-line up ka, ready lang always.
4-game winning streak na kayo ngayon. Sa tingin mo, paano nyo ba dadalhin yung momentum na ito hanggang playoffs?
Mag-ensayo pa kami and sisipagan pa namin and hanggang sa dulo kami lalaban.
Alright, with that being said, meron ka bang gustong batiin o pasalamatan?
Shoutout kay Boss Monching, sa Financlo 69 Berpong, and sa Cylon Tire, Boss Ruben, and sa pamilya ko dyan sa Kibawe Bukidnon, and sa anak ko, Jalen Austin, and sa asawa ko, Jaslia Raulo, and kay Boss M, kay Konsyal Chris Baloyot, and sa mga tao sa BIÑAN na sumusuporta, and sa mga kuya ko, sila Kuya Joe, sila Kuya Ping, sila Kuya KJ, yung mga kuya sa PB Moto Club na lagi pumapayo, and sila Coach Boyet, lagi mga coaches, and maraming salamat po.
Alright, thank you so much. Once again, that is Poy Poy Actub, our best player of the game, brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Back to you, Javi and Coach Mike.
20 points in the game para kay Poy Poy Actub, helping BIÑAN to their 15th victory of the season. Pero huwag kayong alis mga kaliga. Up next, we have the Abra Weavers defending their home floor for the third time this year against the Valenzuela Classic. For my partner, Coach Mike Perez, and our courtside reporter, Miss Andrea Endicio, this has been Javi Palanya. Keep it locked in here on the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.